Of the hundreds of paintball tournaments thrown all over the world every year, there is no event that carries more weight or prestige than the NXL World Cup. It's a massive moment with over 600 teams across multiple formats. It's a chaotic cauldron where the best players and teams in the world collide, a high-heat forge of paintball legends. Succeed here, and your name is engraved on the game forever. A win at World Cup not only makes your year, it can make a career. This tournament is a monster, and if you want to win here, then you better become a monster too. In Las Vegas, Edmonton Impact proved that they still reigned at the top of the game. They had changed up the roster, but the result was the same. But it wouldn't stay that way. The Russian Legion laid waste to the top teams to take first in Texas. Their full-field aggressive onslaught made it look like 2019 would be their year. But then San Antonio X Factor took over, unleashing 5 years of frustration as they blasted through their opponents, winning 14 matches and going undefeated for 2 events in a row, taking over the top spot with 2 big victories. Now, all eyes and guns are pointed their way as they sit at the #1 spot heading into World Cup. Our defending champs Houston Heat has been quietly consistent all year, taking a 2nd, a 4th, a 5th, and a 3rd place.
6-time World Cup winner right here.
World Cup has been their preferred battleground in the past, and with their star-studded roster, it wouldn't shock anyone if they won 2 World Cups in a row. AC Dallas has made the finals twice this year, 4 times overall, but they have yet to earn the top prize. Maybe the World Cup battle will bring out the beast in the rest of the field, as the Pro Division is deep with challengers who are eager to fight for a spot at the top. San Diego Dynasty, Baltimore Rebel, Los Angeles Infamous, the LA Iron, Seattle Thunder, Tampa Bay Damage, Seattle Uprising, New York Extreme, Sacramento DMG, San Diego Aftermath, Fort Wayne Outlaws, PC Katana, Green Bay Boom, the ML Kings, and Scottsdale Elevation. The stage is set for the biggest battle of the year, the NXL World Cup, broadcasting live from Orlando, Florida, November 7th through the 10th, only on GoSports.com.
Welcome back, 2019 NXL Texas Open here at the Texas Motor Speedway. I'm Matty Marshall. I have Joe Barrett from Sacramento DMG and Todd Martinez. And we have a 1 set to go here in the prelims and a potential epic game and a huge rivalry. Edmonton Impact taking on San Antonio X Factor. Both of these teams are undefeated. Also in this set, Infamous could potentially squeak in if they find a way to win their game against the ML Kings, as they are 1-2. The ML Kings have 3 losses. They do not have a chance to move on. This game is brought to you by Virtue Paintball. They are giving away stuff pretty much here this weekend. You can get a free Bio 2 with the purchase of a matching Spire 3 if you use the promo code VirtueGoSports. It's $175 savings. So go to virtuepb.com or virtuepb.eu. So, Todd, we'll start with you. Edmonton Impact X Factor. I know this is one we've been waiting to see since we saw the schedule and the brackets. They're both undefeated. Who do you got in this one?
Ooh, I really like the way X Factor is playing right now. Impact, they've definitely changed from what they were doing yesterday. J-Rab, they said it's not playing unless they absolutely need him. I think X Factor really wants this game. It's Saturday. You know, Rainey Stanzak's out there on X Factor. I think he's going to want to come get it really bad. And then the last time we played them, it was a really close match until Impact was able to break away at the end. So I think I'm going to go with X Factor on this one.
Okay. Joe?
I've been waiting for this game all day, but I'm going to have to give a slight benefit to Impact because I feel like they had a kind of rough first day compared to how they should. You know, a really close game with ML Kings, who, no disrespect to them, but that on paper should be one of their easier wins. And I feel like that kind of puts a chip on their shoulder where they're like, guys, what are we doing? We are Edmonton Impact. Let's pick it up and show these guys who we're really supposed to be out here, regardless of who the next team they're playing. You know what I mean? Plus, you have one of the best coaching minds in the world. So at this point, they've made plenty of adjustments. I'm sure they've scouted all of X Factor's points, all of their individual player tendencies. I think it's going to be a great back-and-forth game, possibly a lot of bang-bang action with momentum swings in each point like that last set, but I think Impact might take it by a point or 2.
And again, Infamous also has a chance to make Sunday if they can find a way to get this victory. But if the ML Kings come out and play Infamous like they played Impact, then ML Kings have a decent chance with their new lineup of winning this one. We're looking at the top 5 killers out here as some Dynasty players have come in and taken over for the Ironman players that were in there. As Ironman players had 22 kills, but Marcelo Margot and Ryan Greenspan coming in now with 24 kills to even up with John Jackson for tied 3rd place. And then Matt Jackson with 29 and Leo Smotroff still in the lead with 32 points. We'll see if anyone on X Factor or Impact can catch him here in this set. What do you think about Infamous ML Kings here, Todd?
I think Infamous is going to come out and beat the brakes off the ML Kings, honestly.
What do you think, Joe?
Initially I want to agree for sure. On paper, that should be an easy win, but ML Kings have nothing to lose here. That's an injured dog backed into a corner. They might do some crazy stuff and surprise some people. Might be an upset. You never know.
So jumping into this first point with 2 heavy hitters here, X Factor and Edmonton Impact, and there goes Rainey Stanzik staying low and getting to the second mini wall. And he's going to wrap around here and look inside. And a good break for both. Actually, Impact lost Justin Cornell. So Justin Cornell took a little bit of a digger trying to get into the Aztec on the D side of the field, and it cost him. And so they dropped their first body. Advantage goes to X Factor.
Absolutely. And they have 2 up the center, which is nice because they can cross and protect each other and totally put them on their heels. I think Archie might have just missed that move.
Yeah, I don't think Archie saw him. He was looking that way, but here comes Justin Rabikoff. He's going to get rid of Rainey. So that's good to get Rainey off the field, but now there's no middle presence as Archie actually, oh, no, sorry, Zach Yakimek made the move up. No, that's Nick Laval made the move up into the middle.
And Billy Bernaccia going to run through here. Well, actually dive in and then crawl through on the snake side, helping finish this point off. So, yeah, Billy Bernaccia has definitely been fearless on this rough snake side. It's very difficult to play, but and then listening to that interview that he had with Lauren, he's saying, I'm just picturing some nice green grass over there. And she's like, does it feel like nice green grass? He's like, absolutely not. But I'll just wash my gear and it'll all be good. So first point going to go to X Factor. And now waiting for Infamous to take the field to play against ML Kings. And just a heartbreaking loss for Infamous as Nate Schrader injured his shoulder badly here last year and then again blew his shoulder out again yesterday. So that's just really tough to see. Really like watching Nate Schrader play paintball, so I hope he can have another recovery and come back. It's just tough because he keeps re-injuring and re-injuring that same shoulder.
Yep, I was talking to him a little bit before this game, and he needs like the drastic surgery where you put bars in if he's going to be able to return to the sport, or at least at this level.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Poor Nate. So, Infamous on your left on the red-hand side, and ML Kings on your right, and they're going to be the first to drop a body. So 4 players on the field for the ML Kings, and here comes Infamous, going to get to the red brick. And he's going to try to wrap around and trap Paya Mars in that tower. Man, everyone is just attacking the center of the field. I mean, people have been attacking the center of the field all weekend, but players are really starting to figure these angles out. Just relentless point after point attacks into the red brick.
Johnny Greer is going to come through. I'm telling you right now, no matter what, he's coming.
There he goes.
Yep.
Johnny Greer trying to shoot out Thomas Taylor, but Thomas Taylor is going to get the shot in on him and stay alive. So, and he knows the count too, because he used to immediately turn around. He's like, that's kill 2. Might get kill 3 here as Paya Mars gets shot out of the tower. And then they're going to lose their back center as well. So not looking good as Infamous diving into the snake. Not looking good for the ML Kings. Jerry Carr was trying to push into the snake. Don't need to do it though, as the point getting conceded from the ML Kings. First point goes to Infamous.
Infamous played off the chaos there perfectly, and I think a lot of it was due to ML Kings kind of having survivability issues in those back bunkers, which are not necessarily the most safe bunkers. You know, back center is pretty easy to pinch out. It gets scary in there. If you're not constantly living behind your paint in the air, it's pretty easy to pinch from almost anything on the D side and one guy on snake side.
But those are bunkers that constantly have players in them, but we are seeing a lot of guys die out of those spots.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough field because, you know, with the mud, it's not like you have a ton of options that you can make right off the break. You'd have to secondary to them. But it's live behind your gun dominance at this point.
Edmonton Impact going to be playing down here against X Factor, but got a lot of time left to go in this match. Both teams send a body out wide here, snake side of the field, to the back bunker, and they both make it in clean. You can see on the split screen.
Ball out there in the corner. Trying to get him out wide so they can bring Mouse underneath to the snake side. And it looks like Rainey Stanzak's going to get shot in the pack and get a penalty.
Yeah, minor penalty assessed on Rainey. That's going to make life pretty tough for the last 3 players here, as they have not shot anybody on Edmonton Impact. And Justin Rabikoff, after spending all night being sick with a fever, didn't know if we were going to see him today, but he's played great so far. Justin Rabikoff moving into the wedge.
5-on-3, you see good communication across the field between Mouse and Greg, putting the entire situation together. X Factor has a nice spread all the way across the field, but I think they all realize what's going on right now, and it's only a matter of time before Mouse gets this underfill into the snake.
Justin Rabikoff now makes his way, after a couple moves, into the 50-yard line. Red brick. Greg Sewers is pushing up into the tower here for Edmonton Impact, so they are repositioning with this 2-body advantage and making their way up the field. And now Nick Laval going to take the bite from the back corner bunker, dive into snake 1. He makes it in clean as well. Nick Laval just going to try to pinch out Billy Bernaccia in that back corner bunker. Billy's been looking inside, though. He's going to have to play tight in here, as the bunker's going to start getting smaller here with Laval in the snake and up a lot closer. And no, well, I mean, Greg's at the tower, but other than that,
I think
waiting
the guy,
for...
the guy with the ball is Zach Yakimek right now. J-Rab's got that side locked off. Yes, Billy's in the corner. Archie has to deal with Nick Laval and J-Rab heads up, but J-Rab can lock off that Dorito side of the field. Greg's going to feel the pressure from Billy Bernaccia, but Zach, who's done a really good job in the middle, he's got the opportunity to come up with J-Rab here in the center of the field and really put the squeeze on Archie and Billy here on the snake side.
Yeah, Laval, some good communication back to Alex Goldman, who's then going to convey that information over to Zach Yakimek, who definitely should start making his way up on that D side. Goldman's going to get out wide behind Laval as Rabikoff is past the 50-yard line and hunting for these last X Factor bodies. Jesse Stevens gets peeled off. Now just 2 players left alive. There goes Archie, and there goes Billy, and that is going to do it. And it looks like those kills, I don't know if all 3 of them go to J-Rab, but as there were 5 bodies alive for Impact, and everyone was shooting at those guys.
Yeah.
But that is going to tie things up.
Fellas, I think we're going to have a good game here. 1-1. These are kind of the back and forth points I'm seeing. They're adjusting off each other's breakouts. This could be a very exciting match. I'm hoping the points get a little bit faster so we can kind of see like the high scoring one and the coaches' minds against each other back and forth with counters.
Yes, I'm also selfishly hoping it is a very close game, purely because I want to be entertained up here.
Are you not entertained?
Infamous with a 1-point lead, now coming back out to play against the ML Kings. And the teams are switching sides. Every time a point is scored, the teams will switch sides. So Infamous is now going to be on the blue side and ML Kings on the red side. I want to see the game from ML Kings that we saw at Impact. Where's that ML Kings? They were taking ground. Pia Mars was on fire. Hayek was playing well. They were getting production from tons of guys.
Yep, winning gunfights, shooting a lot of paint, not switching or getting undisciplined on their zones.
High survivability.
Yep.
Well, looks like Johnny Greer trying to get up to the wedge, and he makes it clean. He mirrors the move from Wyatt for Infamous. He's at the wedge. And here goes Thomas Taylor. He's going to dig out back corner bunker, snake side of the field. And then a body comes off for Los Angeles Infamous. And is that Drew Templeton? Looks like it is. So 4 players on the field for Infamous. And 5 for ML Kings. Infamous filters out wide. D side, back corner bunker. Here comes Thomas Taylor with the bite into Snake 1.
See, this is what I'm talking about, though. The ML Kings player in the Snake Tower switches away, doesn't get anybody else on the job. The guy in the center wedge can't see the fill from the corner, so they just completely dropped a zone. They should know what bunkers can see and stop what. and they just gave Thomas Taylor, a top player, a free move into the snake.
And those some beautiful moves to get Thomas Taylor in here. He put, I think that's Paya in at the tower, and then immediately went past the 50. But now he's catching some fire from that inside. He actually almost kept his barrel out a little too much. And then here comes some big move from the inside as Johnny Greer is trying to run down Thomas Taylor, but not able to get to him. So, but just by getting Thomas Taylor up there, that forced Johnny Greer to make the decision to make the move, and that cost him the ML Kings a body, and now it's even on the count. But this is the power of the snake side. It's just so hard to get in here. But Thomas Taylor still getting some pressure from that mini wall. So he should just chill out here and let his players filter up on that D side and in the center. And they need to watch over him too.
Rodarte coming up out of that first laydown into the Dorito Tower. Try and look towards the snake side, but Thomas Taylor still in snake 3, just going to work over here.
Oh, and Thomas gets that kill.
There goes another one. Looks like Mars here in the snake tower and the Dorito corner for the ML Kings, as well as the Dorito 3. Thomas Taylor trying to stat stuff. Rodarte coming up into the blue brick.
Yeah, Thomas Taylor, some good communication crossfield here too, and trying to work this advantage. And Thomas has looked great here at this point. He looks like Thomas Taylor 2005. Looks fast.
All we need is a red mohawk.
Yeah,
and we are good to go.
He has been back with a fire, just winning a lot of points for Infamous.
Well, Thomas Taylor is a move being made here in the center of the field by Infamous, and Thomas is just going to get up and go into the breach, but that's going to force the concession from the ML Kings. So even though Thomas did get shot there and probably should have just chilled out with all the time and let that play develop in the center, he's one of the most aggressive players I've ever played with and that I've seen. That's not his style. But still, him getting in the snake really helped win this point here for Infamous, and now 2 unanswered points for them.
Yeah. It's definitely far too late into the tournament at this point, but I would have liked to see them use Paya Mars, arguably their most talented player on the team.
He is the best player on the team. I don't think that's even arguable.
Yeah, easily. I would have liked to see them use him in a spot where he could actually take the ball and win games, because they kind of put him in a role player spot where it's important. He's doing a good job at it, but you could put any of your, consistent survivable guys in that spot with 12 pods and tell them shoot the head of the snake. Free up your talented guy who occasionally gets sneaky and shoots 2 or 3 guys.
Wow, Jesse Stevens put some afterburners on his pack, that kid is fast, as he makes it all the way to D3 off the break running an inside route. Rainey filters in with him, and looks like Greg Sewers is going to walk off for Edmonton Impact. So X Factor playing with some fire here in this tie ball game, 10:39 to go. Rainey makes the move up to the 50 blue brick. Montemayor comes into wedge 2, and it looks like Billy's trying to fight his way out here on the snake side. And Jesse Stevens still into D3.
And this is what you like to see, X Factor, even though they lose Jesse Stevens right now out of the Dorito 3, shooting that body on the break off the Dorito side, and then Rainey quickly getting up the field to lock off that the snake side. Nobody's wide. Archie Montemayor, he is in the wedge 2. They were crossed up a second ago. Archie's going to sneak into the 50 brick. So these 2 players, this is your ideal situation to be in these 2 bricks, crossed up, protecting each other, allowing Meter Ninos to sneak out to the Dorito corner. Billy Bernaccia comes towards the snake, but gets stuck in this can.
X Factor losing Jesse Stevens, though, from that D side. So it's evened up on the count, even though X Factor has dominated on taking these positions. And they are going to get a shot in on, I believe that is Nick Laval coming off. So Montemayor and Rainey Stanzik in good positions in the center of the field. It's now a 4-on-3 situation in favor of X Factor.
Zach Yakimek tries to make a move and gets clipped. I think Archie may have gotten him. Justin Rabikoff and Alex Goldman, the last 2 bodies for Edmonton Impact. Justin is in that laydown. And Alex Goldman in the Snake Tower. 9:07 on the clock. Tie game. X Factor took the first one. Impact came back, take the second one. And now Impact down bodies, but still fighting with their 2 best players. Trying to pick one body. But Archie and Rainey just crossed up at the 2 bricks.
Yeah,
Trying to give Meter and Billy Bernaccia an opportunity to get in the spots where they can pinch out one of these remaining bodies.
Billy Bernaccia shooting inside, looking to eventually try to make his way into the snake, but has to worry about that tower. Mouse in that spot, and J-Rab's still alive out there at the mini wall, now looking towards the snake way and also towards the center. Well, they definitely have the count. X Factors, I just heard kill 3, so they know that there's only 2 bodies left alive. Oh, and then Mouse.
Yep, Mouse is going to be the one to drop. Just Justin Rabikoff left. As he turns around and doesn't see any bodies remaining.
So a real solid point there from San Antonio X Factor with the huge break, sending. I mean, Jesse Stevens must have been doing some sprints recently, because I know he's been fast, but that was pretty outstanding speed. He's made it all the way to D3 off the break. Let's check in Lauren Kelly.
Thanks. Rainey Stanzik was just yelling there on the sidelines, if you guys didn't see it, to Alex Goldman. He is definitely the one hyping up X Factor in the pits. This is a grudge match for him, and so far, it's going his way, 2-1 against Impact. Another little fact is Thunder is here on the sidelines just holding their breath. Infamous cannot beat ML Kings with more than 4 points. So if they score 4 points or less, Thunder will get to move on to Sunday. So they're here hoping that that's the outcome.
Oh, those are the worst times. Your fate is in somebody else's hands. So Thomas Taylor now going to run and gun all the way to the 50 off the break, and Hyatt comes off for the ML Kings, and another body's about to come off from the D side from D1.
I love that move. He went out to the dead zone as if he was going to the God bunker, and then gunned straight towards that 50 brick. The player across from him gets the other brick, and once they're there together, already up the body off break, you got him on the heels pretty hard. Ooh.
Thomas Taylor is pumped up right now, as well he should be. Thomas is playing with some fire underneath him right now. So is Infamous. They have put up 3 unanswered, and that's going to make life even more nervous and tense for Thunder, watching from the pits and hoping that Infamous doesn't put this 4th point up.
Thomas Taylor just gave him the old Nicky Cuba night-night throat slash.
He's trying to get on that leaderboard, too. I mean, he's
is.
put up quite a few kills in just the past 2 points.
Thomas likes gold things. Thomas is a fan of gold stuff.
Yeah, Thomas is, I mean, you look what he did the first point. He comes, makes it out to the wide on the snake side, back corner bunker, off the break. Then he goes from that spot all the way into snake 1, immediately puts a guy in, goes right past the 50, and then the next point runs and guns to the 50, red 50 brick off the break. So Thomas is looking good here for Infamous. Now jumping into this point, see if X Factor can get back and tie it up here against so Impact X Factor with a 1-point lead. 7:52 to go, as Goldman now going to push up to the center of the field.
Yeah, with Alex Goldman. Rainey said he wanted Mouse. Well, Mouse like, all right, well, I'm coming to your spot.
Oh.
But Zach Yakimek gets pulled with a hit on his pack, I believe, and is going to get a minor penalty. So J-Rab's going to come walking off. Here comes Archie through the middle. Nick Laval's looking for the bodies. Turns around, sees 2 of his players walk off. I think Billy Bernaccia may have picked up where Alex Goldman is right now. Instantly, Nick starts shooting a bounce shot in on Mouse. Nick Laval comes walking off. Greg comes walking off. Here comes Archie through the middle. He's going to shoot Mouse.
That's it.
And X Factor looking pretty good here, and Archie Montemayor pumped up.
Whoa, and Mouse just headbutted Rainey. That's going to be a
major penalty. I cannot believe
100%.
Mouse.
Rainey ran straight up to him.
What are you doing?
Rainey instigated that, but Mouse definitely just headbutted Rainey right there.
So
coming out of character, but I mean, hey, what are we talking about here? And Don Q,
yeah,
a giant truck drives by and gives us the train horn.
Yeah, gives us
nothing to do with paintball.
Wow, I have not. I mean, look, there's a lot of chirping that goes back and forth, but Mouse kind of lost his composure there as he was head checked.
Let's see this replay. Let's see if they actually collide. Let's see if they collide. Oh, he really did.
Yeah,
wow.
He definitely headbutted him a bit, and then that's going to see a major penalty assessed on Alex Goldman, so they're going to lose one of their best players right now, and they are down by 2 points here. And we talked about this rivalry, man. This is a real rivalry, and Rainey coming off of Impact, going to X Factor, and not a lot of love lost between these teams.
You knew tensions were going to be high, but man, it stinks to see that. Like, you got to keep it professional. If you play into emotions, you might be out the rest of the match, and if you're a key player on your team, that could be detrimental to the rest of the game.
That's exactly what Rainey wanted, too.
Rainey baited him into that.
That is exactly what Rainey wanted. It's never the first guy. It's always the retaliator.
And a body dropping here, and it's Paya Mars here for the ML Kings. Is Infamous with a 3-point lead here, 9:43 to go. And Infamous now going to get Wyatt to the wedge. They already have a body at the 50 brick, the blue brick. So ML Kings down 2, playing on their heels, down 3 points.
Ooh, Wyatt just got clapped up right in the middle there. Took a center punch in the face. Somehow he's still alive.
That must
Jerry
have,
Caro. I don't know what happened there.
that must have broke off
Square
and
in the
left
face.
nothing. Just
Well, here comes Rodarte past the 50-yard line for Infamous as Wyatt gets a second life. And Rodarte here, good field position. He's going to get himself a confirmed kill. They still haven't picked him up. There's a wraparound try to put the pinch here on those back center bunkers, or back center bunker and on the tower, as Jerry Caro dives into the snake one. Fill out from the ML Kings. He somehow makes it out there into the can here, snake side. And Rodarte trying to get the shot on him on that side. They're going to lose their back center player and then also lose that player that just made the move into the snake. So it looks like Lauren Kelly is going to have an update for the altercation on the field between Alex Goldman and Rainey Stanzik.
Just as I was telling you before, Rainey Stanzik is definitely trying to stoke the fire between these two teams, and it worked out in his favor because Alex Goldman was the one that made contact. He will be sat for the remainder of this game.
That's it? Are you kidding me?
What, do you want him to execute him in the parking lot right now?
I
or
mean,
what?
where's the guillotine?
As you see the replay. So, I mean, he didn't punch him. He just has like a little baby headbutt.
So if you get shot in the pod and throw it, you get ejected from this game and have to sit out the next one. But if you headbutt a guy, you're just out of the game?
Still? What do you want, Todd? Do you really want him to bring the guillotine out?
I want some consistency is what I want.
I don't mind consistency, too. But I don't want Goldman kicked out of the tournament for that.
I mean, if you can headbutt somebody,
I mean, that would be good for you guys.
Next time I see
and
Joe
every team that plays
Barrett, I'm
Impact.
going to run up and just headbutt Joe Barrett square in his face. Later, guys. I'm out of here.
oh,
Go
man.
for it.
That's it? That's all that's going to happen?
I'm glad he only got thrown out for this game. That's how it should be, in my opinion.
I was going to say, we talked about this last time I was up here with you in Vegas, and I agree there should be consistency, but man, make the sport entertaining, right? Like, look at the New York Extreme
Look,
games.
I get the entertainment thing, but look, this is a lot of these guys' lives, man. Goldman's been doing this forever. Rainey, there's like some serious animosity there. He didn't punch him. He gave him a little baby headbutt.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm down with him throwing him out of this game. That's totally legitimate to me, and I'm glad that was the decision.
Yeah.
But I don't want him, like, executed by firing squad back behind the, the die booth.
Yep.
7 minutes and 4 seconds to go, and a 2-point spread. Tense moments out here.
Why do we got to kill him behind the die booth?
I'm just saying, you're over here.
Take him behind the planet of
You're
Cook's booth.
Just trying to give Die a little love, man.
I'm just messing with you, dude. I'm messing with you.
So body comes off here, and it looks like Colt Roberts taking the walk for X Factor. So Impact now has a one-body advantage here, 6:38 to go. And Billy able to get out wide. Billy's been playing really good for X Factor on a really tough snake side of the field. Kind of expected that, though. He seemed very positive about it. And Rabikoff, though, with the one-body advantage. He was sick all last night. We didn't even know if we were going to see Rabikoff today, but he's been playing pretty good in the points that he's gotten out there, but coming off early here to even up the counts 4-on-4.
Billy must have snuck a single ball in on J-Rab on that inside look. I don't even know how. A random blind shot, but barely put a ball inside, and J-Rab walked off. So 4-on-4. Pretty good position for both teams. These two center guys on Impact can lock up the field well, but X Factor is spread across the field. This could be one of the slower points this game.
Yeah. This is not an important game for Sunday implications. Both these teams are moving on.
Yep.
Seeding, sure. Who's going to be the higher seed? Absolutely. But this is a grudge match. Impact beat X Factor 8 or 9 times in a row and knocking them out of the tournament consistently all the time. But X Factor, they forced Edmonton Impact to take a 9th place by beating them in the wildcard match at the 4th event last year. And now this is a lot of this is just for pride here. X Factor wants to stop getting beat by Edmonton Impact on a regular basis because they're one of the best teams out here too, and they want to win a tournament again. So if they beat Impact, it'd be huge for their morale. And Impact wants to maintain that title as the best team in the game, which they earned again winning that first event in Vegas. Looks like Cornell is going to take the walk. Archie Montemayor able to get that shot in. He's going to move up now.
But Brusselback just shot Jesse Stevens out of that Dorito side Aztec, so 3-on-3.
So I don't think anyone's looking at Archie. Archie's going to come around, but here comes the move up the center.
Oh, wow.
And Brusselback, beautiful move to get a shot on Archie Montemayor. So Brusselback earning his keep, the new guy here in Edmonton Impact coming over from DMG, your former teammate, Joe.
Yep. Yeah, this is my old Snake one. He is an outstanding player. It's good to see him get a spin and step up to get an immediate 2 kills and still be alive. He's playing outstanding this point.
Well, if you want spins on Edmonton Impact, when you get your opportunities, you need to actually produce.
Absolutely. Spins come at a premium on a team like that.
Look at this on the D side, a crawl up. That's a wall who crawls from D2 to D3. I haven't seen that yet, but it worked as he's in there alive. So it's now a 3-on-2 situation in favor of Edmonton Impact, down by 2 with 4 minutes and 3 seconds left to go here.
Zach Yakimek making his move into Snake 2.
It's tense situations. You can hear the conversation between the 2 X Factor guys. They know they gotta get a kill.
4 minutes on the clock here. 2-point game. How long can Billy Bernaccia and Meter Ninos hold out over here?
As long as possible if you're an X Factor fan, to burn time off the clock because they do have a 2-point lead. So see if Billy try to, yeah, now it's just going to be Billy in the back corner bunker as Meter getting taken out. Zach Yakimek made his way into the passive 50 here in the Snake, and that is going to do it. So nice work by Nick Laval, Tim Brusselback, and Zach Yakimek. Laval getting checked out by the ref. Looks like the point is going to be good, and now we got ourselves a 1-point game. And this is kind of what we were hoping to see here in this match.
Yep, leaving themselves plenty of time to not rush to get this last point to tie it up. You know, still more than enough time to play it out like a typical point, make your methodical secondaries. I don't know if it was great timing or just lucky that Tim happened to land that shot and just go around and get the next guy clean, shooting Archie. But that was crucial on that point. That definitely turned the momentum. The other thing I've noticed about this match is Impact are doing a great job at using Laval, who I would think would be up this center. This is a great center, and he's a great center guy, but he's been in every position on this field.
Yeah, and again, make sure you try to save yourself that $175 and take advantage of the promo code, the Virtue you just saw on your screen. Here we go. Infamous with the 4-point lead over ML Kings, which does not bode well for Sunday implications for Seattle Thunder, who is biting their nails on the sidelines watching this, hoping the ML Kings to score a couple points here.
Thomas Taylor tried to make that big move and wore it in the goggles. He had been the big attacker for them over here. Let's see if ML Kings can take advantage now with Johnny Greer up there in the middle. Rodarte had been getting up there as well for Infamous, but right now it looks like Johnny Greer has a good opportunity in front of him. The ML Kings getting some other guys involved. They got a body in the Snake Tower. Dorito 1. Greer up in the middle, 7:40 on the clock.
Yeah.
Rodarte still in that first laydown wedge. Little mini wall, looking towards the Dorito side.
Infamous doing a great job of trying to take some spots to burn time off the clock. Better field position for ML Kings. They need a bunch of points here. Try to win one for Pride of Zero, 0-3. Infamous trying to keep their hopes alive for Sunday. And there's the lineup for the ML Kings. You can tell they're kind of just locked in their spots. They don't look like they want to go anywhere right now. That's not a good sign.
Johnny Greer dies on the retreat. catches one ball in the pack from that Dorito player.
Haven't
That's
seen a whole
unfortunate.
lot of successful retreats on this field so far, where it really paid dividends.
That's a decently big bite here into Snake 1, but he makes it clean for the ML Kings.
But he squandered it. Thomas was on the cross. Nobody saw him got in, and he stopped at Snake 1 and put a few balls off, and now they know he's in Snake. He could have came all the way down.
Just kind of let him know he's there. Hey, I made it into Snake 1. If you want to put your gun this way, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
That's Nunez. Yeah, sometimes he's, and this is one of those younger players that's been picked up here from the ML Kings, and they just get so excited when they get into that spot. But if you're in there and no one knows they're there, well, he's now making his way here past the 50-yard line, and there's no one in there with him. There's no one at the back corner bunker on the Snake side. So it's he definitely has a possibility. I try to, but unfortunately, because they know he's there, now that wall is just going to be looking at him. The mini wall. You can see that mini wall there, left-hand side of your screen, posted up on the Snake, burning time off the clock here for Infamous as we are under 6 minutes to go.
I'd like to see this ML Kings player in the Snake side tower come up the field. Kind of realize he has the ball since nobody would be looking at that part of the field anymore. He could come right to this 50 brick and really support his guy, look for fills, wrap and pick off hoppers. Instead, I think he's going to wait for his front player to clock in all the work.
Are they dead yet?
Yeah.
Did you get them? All right, I'll go hit the buzzer for us. Here he comes.
So here
now
comes.
He's going to get involved.
And and Cody Mikowski had no loader on his gun, too. He had his loader in his hand as he made that run, but it didn't work out. Nunez might have just caught one cross field, though, and that's a tough death for Nunez. He knows it, too, shaking his head.
Oh, here comes Drew Templeton. He's going to run the highway on the Dorito side.
Big move, lives it, looking for the last body. He knows he's somewhere, and I think he's going to, probably put a few and go for the buzzer.
And a nice job by Drew Templeton, the veteran.
Yeah.
You know, Todd, you not only did you used to coach Drew, but you called this one as you said that Infamous was going to, I think your exact quote was beat the brakes off the ML Kings, and it's now 5-0.
Time for new brakes, Sid. My commentary is sponsored by the Truck Shop in San Diego. Take care of my Tundra.
So let's check in with Lauren Kelly.
Thanks. Alex Goldman is down here in paintball jail, but he's taking it fairly well, saying he lost his cool and it's his fault. So it's good to hear that he's got a somewhat decent attitude about it, and at least he'll be playing tomorrow.
Yeah, so this is going to give Brusselback an opportunity to shine here, and he did in that last point. Probably didn't think that this was going to be the way he was going to get his spin and his opportunity to get some points out here, and Brusselback is indeed out there again. Impact on the right-hand side of your screen here on the blue side, and Brusselback is going to go into the insert bunker, the insert can, and he might have caught one. The referee's going to get in and check him out. X Factor loses Colt Roberts on the D side, and Impact is going to lose Brusselback. So it's 4-on-4 here, a 1-point game. 3 minutes and 8 seconds left to go here in this battle of Titans.
So 4-on-4. Pretty equal field position aside from Zane making moves up the center towards the D side. And let's see if he catches Archie on this insert. Yeah, he hasn't shot yet. He's baiting.
Archie. The wedge there, and there's, popping over the top of wedge number 1. But Zane is patiently waiting for him to make that move across, and Zane has been real solid for Edmonton Impact, and then Archie gets caught.
Wow, Greg Sewers caught him slipping.
And then Greg Sewers is going to launch after that kill up into D3. He's backed up by J-Rab. Zane still posted on that angle inside. So now just 3 players left alive for X Factor, trying to hold on to this lead. Looking at 4 for Impact. So maybe X Factor win a gun battle here and even up this count. Zane's not giving him much. Greg in D3. I don't think there's anyone in front of Greg. Yeah, there's no one on that D side with Greg for San Antonio X Factor. The 3 bodies are trapped in the pocket. Body at the mini wall with Rainey Stanzik, and then you have stand up in the center. Can't see who that is. This is the glare, and then you got Billy Bernaccia. That's Meter Ninos in the back center for X Factor.
Captain Insano in the middle of the field. Oh, it doesn't get Rainey. Rainey knows where he is now. Zane comes into the middle on X Factor's side of the field. Zach's going to sneak out to the snake side corner. Oh, and Rainey comes over the top and puts a ball in on Zane.
Pretty sure Rainey just shot him.
Oh, we saw something spray off, though. Might have come off that side of the bunker there. The referee's going to give him a check. If he's hit, he's definitely getting a penalty. He is not hit, though, and there goes the 2 kills. Is Sewers, and there goes J-Rab, who's going to pounce on Rainey. Rainey catches a couple extra. That's to be expected at this situation.
Yep.
And that is going to be a tie game with 1 minute and 3 seconds left in this match.
Oh, man.
Did anyone
Randy
hear?
took
Did
an
anyone hear what he
extra 3 or
said?
4 or 5 in the back. I don't know what they said from the pit. Randy said, you started it. So
It's getting a little chirpy.
whoever started it, it done been started a long time ago. Okay, it didn't just start right now. This started a while back, and it's still going. So whichever way it's going to be, tis with tis.
Oh, well,
Shout out to Moose.
Well, we got what we wanted. 3-point tie game here with about 1 minute left to go. Now in this other match, Infamous just completely dominating the ML Kings, who have had 0 answer for anything Infamous has thrown at them. Looks like Wyatt back out, or Mikowski, Thomas Taylor, Caro, Rodarte, and Drew Templeton.
Maybe one of the ML Kings should run up and get in Thomas Taylor's face and see if he headbutts him. Get him off the field. Really start attacking that snake side.
Johnny Greer walking off early here for the ML Kings, so another early advantage, and they lose another one too. I think the ML Kings might be down to 3.
Yeah, they might be getting a penalty right now too. I think that's Hayek. He's getting a check. Referee's giving him an extra check, but no, he's clean. He's still playing. He's in that snake side tower. Back center can. And it looks like the Dorito 1 ML Kings players. Rodarte, he's going to launch up the middle again. He loves playing that middle. He loves to shoot people. He ran all the way on the ML Kings side of the field. Nobody picked him up. Here comes Thomas Taylor.
Yeah, Thomas Taylor going to follow up Rodarte on the move through the center. Must have thought there might have been somebody as he shot a couple balls at the brick as he went through. No one there, but doesn't matter. He gets that kill on D1. And then Thomas is going to get right behind Rodarte. And there goes another kill on Hayek, and Rodarte is going to come through. And I think Thomas stole that kill from him there at the last second. So Thomas Taylor.
You better be keeping track of Thomas Taylor's kills, man. Don't be trying to short my boy.
Hey, Thomas Taylor and the rest of the crew from Infamous might have just sealed up an appearance on Sunday with a giant 6-0 victory here over the ML Kings. That was a dominant win. Todd, you called it.
Thunder gone fishing.
Yeah, so Thunder, even though the Thunder looked good going 2-2 with some close matches out there, but they needed Infamous to win with 3 or less, and it didn't work out that way.
Yeah, and Infamous in Vegas, it was us and Infamous in a tiebreaker to see who went to Sunday, and it went to like the 19th tiebreaker. It was like
it's like blood type.
Yeah, like who had the most typo negative?
Yeah, who's the rarest blood type?
B+ red blood cells in their left pinky.
Who shot less paintballs?
Yeah. And
you guys went on.
Turned out to be us.
So there he is, the culprit, the headbutt, Alex Goldman.
Headbutter.
1 minute.
In paintball prison.
Oh. Throw away the key.
Oh, the graphics people down in the trailer nailing it today.
That's why we call him the Iceman. Cold as ice.
We will see Alex Goldman on the field fired up tomorrow, though, and as both X Factor and Impact will be moving on, there is a chance that they could play each other tomorrow at some point.
Visiting hours are Monday through Friday, 2 to 7. Must call in advance. Big Los, just fill out application to be the warden of Paintball Jail.
It's quite the imposing figure, that's for sure.
No visitors.
Now, do you guys think this game is going to go to overtime?
There's a good chance of that. And obviously, it's going to come down to how many bodies come off the break with 1 minute and 3, typically.
Yep. I think both of these teams are going to go for it, though. They might leave a safety or two, but these are both teams that normally don't like to just sit and stale out and play to not lose.
Yeah, especially when it doesn't really matter as they're both moving on. So. So Impact now making moves on the D side of the field, getting Jesse Stevens up into D2. And here comes Rainey, who's going to get up to the next mini wall at the 40-yard line. But here comes the push and yeah, making some good moves themselves. Edmonton Impact, they already have a body at the 50-yard line, blue brick. And also getting Zane Yakimek here up to the second wedge. They also have Sewers in D2. So good field position for both squads in a 5-on-5 break. So we're definitely going to see an overtime point.
Yep.
As Archie Montemayor looks like the Cornell is going to attempt it as he comes through and puts a couple of balls on Rainey Stanzik's face. Looks like Zane Yakimek also was going to take the walk there, but it doesn't matter as we are going to be heading to an overtime period here. Yet another one. I think that's, let's see, 5 today and 4 yesterday. So 9 overtime games that we've seen out here. And a bunch of those came from the LA Ironman.
You're welcome. That's what we try to do, is shoot for overtime.
We had 2 as well. Our whole bracket was overtimes and 1-point games.
Yeah, that was a really good bracket. Aftermath, Revo, Ironman, New York Extreme, and DMG. It's funny that you say that because when we did the pre-show, Nick and I, we talked about that being the bracket of death. And that definitely ended up being the closest bracket out here.
Yeah, when we got that, a lot of people were like, oh, nice, you'll probably go on to Sunday. And we were like, you almost would rather have a bracket with one of those top 4 and then a few of the bottom ones, whereas you get this one, it's like, every one of these teams can beat the top-tier teams. They're all that 8 to 12 area.
Well, first of all, I can't remember the last time we played DMG, if ever.
Never.
Since I've been coaching the Ironman.
That was our first time.
Every time we play Revo, it's a 1-point game and overtime. New York Extreme, every time we played them has been a 1-point or very close or overtime game. Right?
Yep.
And never played DMG before. So I was like, okay, well.
Here we go. Let's
Yeah,
see how this shakes out.
Yeah. Go out there and do our jobs, play hard.
Well,
That's how
overall,
it ended up.
it did go very well for you guys. I know you had a lot of close games, Todd, and it's kind of tough, and those are, stressful. But you guys did go 3-1, so especially with the new team looking like a timeout being called here as these teams fully preparing. Even though both of them will be moving on, they really want to get this victory. But it was a good look for the Ironman. Good look for DMG, too. You guys are, I know, with some changes in your roster, you lost your, on-field coach and player in Thomas Kim, and then you lost Brusselback, your best snake player. But I really like the production you're getting out of some of the new guys. You're playing great. And then the Ironman, a little bit closer there, but you're getting some big stand-up performances. Alan Golding really has been stepping up this year, 2019. I know you've been trying to find him his role on the team and trying to get him his spins, get him his time to shine, and he's been shining a lot very brightly for the LA Ironman. So, well, we'll see what happens tomorrow and who's going to be making it on. So after the conclusion of this match, we will have the draw and find out who is going to be playing who in the wild card matches and in the quarterfinals. So there are the top killers here on Edmonton Impact. Justin Rabikoff, our defending Top Gun title holder here, the Golden Barrel. 23 kills for him. Alex Goldman, 21. And that's interesting because Rabikoff sat some because he was sick, and then Goldman is sitting a bunch right now because he headbutted Rainey, and he's in paintball prison. And then Laval, he's the utility man here in 15, 14 for Zach Yakimek. And then no surprise that Zane's up there too, because Zane's had some really good plays up the center of the field.
Won't let me out. Won't let me out. Here it is. Overtime. 3-3, 5 minutes on the clock. Billy Bernaccia makes it out to the snake corner. Huge
Looks like
for him.
5 alive for both teams.
Referee checking out player for Impact on the D side. We're going to see a penalty here.
Greg
penalty,
Sewers gets a penalty on a packet. It pulls J-Rab. Probably the last guy you want pulled on your penalty.
So now just 3 players here for Edmonton Impact and San Antonio X Factor. 5 for them. So big opportunity for X Factor to get a victory against Edmonton Impact. So they have a 2-body advantage here in overtime.
Archie Montemayor, instead of going up the middle, comes out towards the snake side.
Oh.
And it looks like they're going to peel off
Yep.
Zane.
Zane makes the fill back to that cake and then catches a ball from Colt Roberts wrapping.
And then here, Colt Roberts, after a couple early deaths for Colt, he clocks back in an important moment, and he's stalking down the D side, trying to put the finishing touches on this overtime point.
Yep.
Poor Brusselback, the last player left alive. Looks like Zane caught a couple extra bonus balls there too, and kind of looking back and stopping as Rainey is going to walk by the pits and wave goodbye to Edmonton Impact.
Until tomorrow, Matty.
Until tomorrow.
Until tomorrow, my friends.
Yes, they're both moving on, but X Factor will be moving on as the #1 seed.
We got action.
Oh, what's going on?
We got action. We got Justin Rabikoff wants some.
Oh, Justin Rabikoff puffing up here. So, and Rainey's just giving the hand to. Oh, so he said, "You start it and I finish it every time." That was the quote from Rainey Stanzik right there.
Yeah, he finished it for Impact a lot of times too.
He said quite the paintball career, Rainey Stanzik.
This is what Rainey wanted. He wanted to come to X Factor so he could get big shots at Impact, and swung on a big one right there. He didn't swing as hard as Mouse did with that headbutt, but I mean, they did get the victory in overtime to give themselves the top seed in their bracket.
So that
which means a bye, which means an extra couple hours of sleep.
Yeah, yes it does. So big congratulations to X Factor and Infamous. So we're going to get a quick recap here, but stick around. We're going to be doing the draw, I believe. As you see, AC Dallas there is starting off in the morning with the win over Elevation, Damage over Uprising. DMG took the victory against Revo. Ironman got the 1-point victory over Extreme. Legion defeating Uprising with Damage taking down Elevation. Big 6-1 score there. Extreme 3-2 over Aftermath, and then DMG. Congratulations to Joe, the win over the Ironman, and then Legion and AC Dallas. Victory to Legion in a close game. Emerging as one of the big favorites here, Thunder over Boom. Let's head to the afternoon bracket, and there is Revo with the win over Aftermath, and Infamous with the win over PC Katana. Heat, 1 point over Boom. It should be vice versa there. And then Dynasty defeated Outlaws 6-0. Impact dominated PC Katana. X Factor 5-1 over ML Kings. Dynasty took down Heat 5-2. Thunder 3-2 over the Outlaws. And then the last game, X Factor, a 1-point victory here in overtime. And then Infamous dominating against the ML Kings. So let's go down to Lauren Kelly with Rainey Stanzik.
That makes me sick to my stomach.
What makes you sick to your stomach?
I'm not a fighter.
Well, there was some stuff going down there, and you kept saying over and over again, you started it, I'll finish it. They started what?
I mean, the first point, J-Rab came through, we traded, but he kept shooting. I'm like, all right, cool. The next point, when I'm walking off, Mouse purposely walked me off the field. So then I shot him and let him know I shot him again, and he didn't like it, and I just went over and got in his head. And I mean, at the end of the day, I got a good player off the field without killing him.
But it's a friendly rivalry. It's not. There's not some bad blood there. Obviously a lot of changes happen in off-season.
Mouse and I have known each other since we were like little kids. So we've definitely already thrown blows, and we've gone through that whole thing. So at the end of the day, I don't really hold any hard feelings towards him.
Well, you both are moving on. Congratulations to you guys. I could tell you were pumped out there. You definitely want to take that win from them.
Yeah, like I want to beat them every time. And last time it was calm, cool, and collected. And I knew some point coming into the year that it was at a hit a tipping point, and today was the day.
All right, well, maybe we'll see it again tomorrow. Congratulations. Back to you guys.
Well, thanks, Lauren. And yeah, like Rainey said, they grew up in Southern California together. They played on a lot of paintball teams together. They have a long history, so this is just another chapter in that story. And they may face each other tomorrow, but it won't be to start things out. Maybe a little bit deeper. It's all going to come down to the draw. But before we get to the draw, let's get a look at the push move of the day. And this was a tough one to pick. I mean, honorable mention goes to Eddie Painter, but we got to give it to Kraft Jr., man. This was a winning move right here as Kraft Jr. comes up to the center of the field, ends up getting a 4-pack in the grudge match here against San Diego Aftermath. And, you know, we saw all the chaos that went down in their game in Vegas, but Kraft Jr. got the MVP. We don't give out necessarily like trophies for the MVP, but Kraft Jr. just such a spectacular 4-pack run through, put the team on his back to help win that match, and then just loading up his pods and doing his signature celebration, runs over to their pits and just dumping on them.
It's another one just to dump it.
Oh, there's one more coming.
Oh, my God. Divisional players are watching this right now, and they're like, I would use that paint.
He went with the triple dump.
Yeah, so that is the push move of the day. So yeah, congratulations to Pat Kraft Jr. It does not look like that Extreme will be moving on, but I'm not exactly sure as it's gotten chaotic and we had some games to call. But stick with us here. I think we're having the draw coming up next here. 2019 NXL Texas Open. We'll be back.
How are you defined? The bio, the intro, your elevator speech, your pitch deck, the line underneath your name on a business card, how your parents describe you to their friends, what your girlfriend or your wife or your husband says about you to strangers, what you tell yourself when it's dark and everyone is sleeping except for you, the dash on your gravestone. Yes, all this may sound heavy, but when you dedicate your life to something, whatever that may be, this is what's at stake, your definition. For a few select individuals, very unique creatures on this big, bold earth, how they are defined to themselves and to their peers, to their friends, to their enemies, comes down to what happens on 5 days in a year, or specifically what they do or don't do on those days, on 5 Sundays.